and the University of Slovenia. Melania was jetting between photo shoots in Paris and Milan. She met Donald Trump at a place called the Kit Kat Club in 1998, which was part of these parties that were thrown by a guy named Paolo Zampoli, where he introduced young Eastern European women who was part of his modeling agencies to wealthy men. And Melania doesn't make a lot of social media posts, but with regard to retractions that were issued by the Daily Beast and by others, she keeps on posting those over and over.
Did Joe Rogan just stumble upon the photo Trump never wanted the world to see? We're talking about Epstein, Melania, and a link that most people swore was just a conspiracy. Rogan claims Epstein was the one who introduced Melania to Donald, and shockingly, Michael Wolff backs it up. If that's true, this isn't tabloid drama. This is buried political history. Here's the question. Why did a high-profile article exposing this mysteriously vanish right after Melania's legal team stepped in? And what about those secret tapes Epstein was rumored to be holding? Stick with me, because the full picture coming together here is darker than you think. But real quick, if you're enjoying this breakdown, do me a small favor. Smash that like button and hit subscribe. Believe it or not, more than 98% of you watch without subscribing, and it's totally free for you, but makes a massive difference for us. Done. Awesome. Thank you. Now let's get back. Imagine sitting at a calm dinner when suddenly someone drops a story so shocking, even the noisiest eater at the table freezes.
Melania Trump's dark past is surfacing, but she wants everybody to know that Jeffrey Epstein did not introduce her. She signed with a modeling agency in Milan. Which one? After obtaining a degree in design and architecture. I'm not sure why they do that. You could make your own guesses, but here's what Melania posts. Daily Beast apologizes. Melania Naus began her modeling career at the age of 16. At the age of 18,
That's exactly what Joe Rogan dropped on his show, out of nowhere. He straight up claimed Jeffrey Epstein was the middleman who introduced Melania to Donald. And according to Rogan, the source was rock solid. The internet instantly lost it. Coffee cups went flying. See, Trump's fairy tale version of events has always been about champagne high society parties and a love at first sight moment. But Rogan's take? Way messier. Then comes Michael Wolff. Yes, the guy who lives to roast Donnie diapers. He jumps in, saying Melania wasn't just at Epstein's parties, she was part of his inner social circle during her modeling days. That's not a side comment. That's a torpedo aimed right at Trump's carefully polished origin story. And remember who Epstein really was? Not some random matchmaker, but a man wired into global power like no one else. We're talking royals, billionaires, politicians, sharks of finance, all connected. He had the private island, the Manhattan Palace, the guest list that looked stolen from the CIA. For normal people, a friend sets you up over coffee. For Epstein, introductions meant leverage, assets, and deals. So picture this. Donald Trump meeting his future first lady in the orbit of a man who threw yacht parties packed with princes and tech moguls. Definitely not your average dating app moment. And here's the kicker. In that world, almost no one casually vouches for anyone. So, when a veteran grenade thrower like Michael Wolff says Melania came through Epstein's circle, people take it seriously. If Rogan's telling the truth, then Melania's entry into Trump's life wasn't some fairy tale romance. It was a move in a very calculated game of power.
Donald Trump. Epstein had nothing to do with it. It was somebody by the name of Paolo Zampoli who made the introduction, and Melania Trump has been through a lawyer, almost like trophies. But I mean, here's the thing. She met Donald Trump at the Kit Kat Club by her own admission. Let's go to what her story is. We know that in Russia, state regime, Russian media shows those photos of her quite frequently, on their state regime media, and pulls videos suggesting Melania Trump Epstein connection after Melania's lawyer sent a cease and desist letter there.
And here's where it gets even darker. There may actually be something on paper and even a vanished news piece hinting that someone's been quietly scrubbing the trail clean. Ever seen a story vanish faster than cookies at a kid's party? That's exactly what happened. One day, the Daily Beast had a piece linking Melania to Epstein's inner circle. The next day, gone. Wiped. Replaced with a polite little, sorry for the confusion, note. That's not a correction. That's a legal sledgehammer. That's what happens when a lawyer's email lands in your inbox heavier than a truckload of concrete. And it wasn't some slow fade into the archives. This was a midnight disappearance act. Readers went from scrolling through scandal to staring at an apology that read more like customer service copy than journalism.
And then, as we all know, Melania would do nude model shoots. She said she was very proud of the nude work that she did recently, and retracts article alleging a Melania Trump Jeffrey Epstein link. They knew each other. I think she just wants to be clear. Epstein wasn't the person who made that introduction. Okay. So you look at Melania's biography, and here's what it says. Melania Trump, biography, born on April 26, 1970 in Slovenia.
We regret any misunderstanding. Sounds harmless, right? But in media speak, that's basically code for, we don't have the money to fight this in court. And when a powerhouse legal team like Melania's comes knocking, most outlets don't push back. They fold that we've seen this rodeo before. Stories about the rich and connected don't just fade away. They vanish under the exact same suspicious pattern. Some billionaire's lawyer fires off a threat. And the next day, the internet looks like it's been scrubbed with bleach.
Sending cease and desist letters and threatening any reporters who say that it was Jeffrey Epstein who introduced Melania to Donald Trump. But interestingly there, you see the photo she posts. It's of her, Donald Trump, Epstein, and Ghislaine Maxwell. The photograph is a real photo. Why don't we just go through the facts? First, let's look at Melania's own biography that she had to take down many years ago.
The rich don't just hire PR teams. They hire cleaners for the news cycle. It's like watching a magic trick. The rabbit disappears, the crowd claps, but the magician's hat is still warm. You know something was there. And the harder you look for what's missing, the clearer it becomes that it wasn't magic at all. It was muscle. Even Vanity Fair wasn't immune. Journalist Vicky Ward's original Epstein investigation reportedly included explosive claims from women. But those details were sliced out before it ever saw print. Why? Because Epstein himself allegedly turned up the pressure that this isn't just about one vanished Daily Beast article. It's about a pattern, a system where some people never see the same daylight as everyone else. The stakes are too high. The lawyers are too powerful. And if an entire article can disappear overnight, just imagine what happens to the photos and recordings people only whisper about in private.